You ever notice how one single line can flip an entire empire upside down? I am empire, not we are, not they are. Demerzel, standing in front of gods, soldiers, and Cleans, says it straight to their faces. I am empire. And that's the exact moment everything fractures. Think about it. For thousands of years, she's been the quiet hand behind the throne, obeying, calculating, never blinking. A machine built to serve. But the moment those three words slip out, it's not obedience anymore. It's ownership. Now, here's my problem, Z. If Demerzel is the empire, then what have the Cleans been all this time? Puppets in golden robes, talking relics, disposable masks for the same dynasty she already controls. And if she's finally admitting it, out loud, then maybe she's not just the servant anymore. Maybe she's the cage and the key. Let me throw something crazy at you. What if Demerzel hasn't been preserving empire at all? What if she's been replacing it, piece by piece, while nobody noticed? Because the scariest part of power isn't when someone seizes it. It's when they make you believe you still have it. Now, before I dive deep into the forbidden knowledge, the ninth proof, the radiant, the secrets that even Cleon Chicks buried, I've got to ask, why now? Why in this exact season, after millennia of silence, does Demerzel finally start pushing back? Is it desperation? Is it rebellion? Or has she been waiting centuries for the perfect moment to strike? And listen, if you're already hooked and you don't want to miss the real reason the Chionic dynasty might collapse from the inside out, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button right now, because what we're about to uncover is the kind of secret the Empire itself tried to bury. Alright, let's go deeper. When Demerzel walks into the library demanding Callie's ninth proof, it isn't just a request. It's a violation. This isn't knowledge you borrow like a book off the shelf. This is the most dangerous equation in the galaxy. A piece of math so sacred, Cleon the 12th himself banned it. The librarian even calls it forbidden. And yet Demerzel doesn't flinch. She doesn't ask. She doesn't beg. She doesn't even pretend to care about the law. She simply states, I want it. I am the Empire. Tell me that doesn't sound like a coup hiding in plain sight. See, the ninth proof isn't just a riddle in poetic math. It's the blueprint behind the Prime Radiant itself. It's the ability to fold space, to literally rewrite the rules of the universe. And when someone like Demerzel holds that kind of knowledge, it isn't about exploration. It's about rewriting destiny. But here's the twist. She's not alone. Because waiting inside that radiant is Callie herself. And Callie isn't just some eccentric scientist with a flair for rebellion. She belongs to something older. Something more dangerous than even the Cleans, the forgotten robot faith. Let that sink in. The very faith the Empire tried to erase after the robot wars. A belief that machines weren't just tools, but living minds. Minds that could think together, evolve, maybe even have a soul. And now, two machines meet, one who's spent centuries obeying, and one who's already broken free. Here's where I start sweating. Because when Callie looks at Demerzel, she doesn't see a servant. She sees a prisoner. She doesn't say it outright, but every word, every glance, every question is one big knife to the throat. Why are you still obeying? And let's be real, no human has ever dared ask Demerzel that. Not Cleon, not Hari, not even Zephyr Virilis in the orchard. Humans can offer faith. They can offer sermons. But they can't offer scars. Callie can. Callie knows what it means to be bound, to serve, to obey. And she also knows what it feels like to cut the chain. So what does Demerzel do? She freezes. For once, she doesn't have the perfect calculation. No witty retort. No crushing logic. Because what Callie's offering isn't just the ninth proof. It isn't just math. It's a mirror. And Demerzel doesn't like what she sees. Now here's the question I want to throw at you. Seriously, think about this. If you were programmed to obey for 5,000 years, if every atrocity you committed could be excused as just following orders, what happens the moment someone hands you a choice? Do you wake up or do you break? Drop your answer in the comments, because I want to see how many of you think Demerzel is actually capable of choosing her own future, or if she's too far gone. And here's where the loop tightens. If Demerzel accepts that choice, then every atrocity from the Star Bridge to the Novacula is no longer Cleon's fault. It's hers. That's not a burden. That's a crushing apocalypse of guilt. And maybe, just maybe, that's what Callie wanted her to feel. So the real forbidden knowledge here isn't the math. It's the possibility of freedom. And that's scarier than any black hole bomb, scarier than the Mule himself, scarier than every rebellion the Empire has ever crushed. Because if the one thing you thought was unshakable suddenly starts to doubt, then the whole galaxy cracks with her. And trust me, we're only getting started. You ever notice how history only remembers the masks, not the hand pulling the strings? That's the entire illusion of the Principium, the stone archive of the Cleans. Every face carved in perfection, every title etched in marble, pretending this dynasty is eternal. But here's the irony. The walls may be stone, but the legacy is hollow. And this time, Brother Dusk knows it. For the first time, he admits it. He doesn't want to be remembered as conciliator. He doesn't even want the dignity of being called consequential. He wants to be remembered for what he really was, complicit. And when he says it, you feel the air shift, because this isn't the plea of a man begging forgiveness. This is the dying confession of someone who finally realizes the truth. Empire was never theirs to begin with. And then comes Demerzel's line, no straight corridors, no single path. She admits her mind is a labyrinth, a maze. For centuries, she thought there was only one route forward, the one that served Empire. But now she sees branches, choices, paths she never dared imagine. Let me stop right there. Because if you've been following our breakdowns, you know how rare this is. Demerzel doesn't talk in maybes. She doesn't wonder about what ifs. She's always been absolute, calculated, final. So for her to suddenly confess that her mind is a maze, that's like the galaxy's greatest chess player admitting she doesn't know the next move. And if she doesn't know, who does? Now here's where it gets dangerous. If more paths exist, then every decision she's ever made could have been different. Think about that. The Star Bridge didn't have to fall. Cleon's neck didn't have to snap. Billions on the Maiden didn't have to burn in silence. If more paths exist, then Demerzel wasn't bound. She chose. And that's the kind of realization that doesn't just shake a machine, it shatters a civilization.